Earlier this year, viral videos from around the world surfaced showing marine life flourishing with the stay-at-home orders in place. Fewer disturbances, pollution, and human interference allowed Mother Nature to repair itself. Department of Agriculture's fisheries biologist Brent Tibbatts says the gloomy weather lately has also been a positive for our coral reef.
It's keeping sun exposure low and it's keeping temperatures low, and so the corals are benefiting from that. It's actually helping to postpone or at least minimize coral bleaching that we might be expecting this year.
Typically, the Department of Agriculture conducts surveys with fishermen to get a pulse on how things are going. But with social distancing, they've changed their approach, but it'll be some time before we can get hard data on the effects of COVID on our marine life.
We'll probably have to take a little while longer of collecting that information before we can really compare it to previous years' data to see what changes there are, if anything.
Recently, a law was passed banning the practice of scuba spearfishing, and according to Tibbatts, they'll be monitoring specific areas to compare the data.
So that has reduced that type of fishing, scuba spearfishing, which should give refuge to fish below a certain depth, as well as fish of a certain size. We do have a monitoring plan when things get up normal again. We're going to be starting to monitor areas where scuba spearfishing had been happening prior to the passage of this law and see if we can detect any change in fish populations.
And as far as population is concerned, one species in particular could be disastrous if their population gets out of hand, and that's the crown of thorns starfish.
We've had reports in the last month or so, a couple of locations that have had unusually high numbers of crown of thorns starfish. Now, there is a program in place to go out and address that when an outbreak of crown of thorns is seen. There's a program where people go out and actually kill the crown of thorns to help reduce the amount of damage that they do on a reef. One or two crown of thorns is normal on a coral reef. They're in small numbers, they are normal, but things happen to cause them to go through a population explosion, and then they can cause some serious damage.
But with less traffic at our beaches, there have been some pretty amazing sightings.
I got a report of 2 sea turtles in Tumon, right near the beach, which is uncommon. Generally, we only see turtles over the reef in Tumon, and to see them in close is an unusual thing. And I had a report this morning of a couple. So that might be in response to less bodies in the water as well. And that's a good sign too, turtles coming in close like that.
Tibbatts also cautioned beachgoers to be aware of the man-of-war jellyfish that have been spotted and typically have a presence until February. If you have some sighting that you'd like to report, or if you see any crown of thorns starfish or coral bleaching, be sure to email fisheries@doag.guam.gov. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.